Now, to do the same problem by deviation method, the first column will remain as it is. So I'm not drawing the first column. It's already drawn. You'll draw the first column for class boundaries. The second column will also remain the same, the frequency. Third column will be for class mark. This will also be the same. Fourth column will also be the same. From among the mid values, you will choose somewhere midway, you will choose your deviation value. Okay, assume mean. You'll choose this as your assume mean. Okay, and then you'll take calculate the D, that is deviations about the assumed mean. Okay, so these four columns, first four columns will remain the same. The column that you will have to make here is you don't have to make this column, because this column is applicable for step deviation method, and even this column you don't have to make, because this column is applicable for step deviation method. Okay, so we draw after this column D is equal to X minus A, we draw the next column here, which is FD, F into D. So F into D means the product of F here and D here, these two, right? So we write first product 3 into minus 6 will give you minus 18, right? Next one is 6 into minus 4,
minus 24.
these two. These two will again give you 6 into minus 4, which is minus 24.
Minus 24.
Next, 9 into minus 2 will give you minus 18.
Minus 18.
Next, 13 into 0 will give you a 0.
0.
Next, F into 2 will give you a
2F.
2F. And finally, no, second last is this. This is 5 into 4. Is 20. Okay. And finally, we have 4 into 6, which is 24. Okay, so you have how many? 7 rows here. Okay, 7. Add up this. Okay, just give me time to add up. First, add up the positive values. So you have 24 plus 20, 44. So you have 44 plus 2F. And then you add up the negative values. 18, 24,
60.
60.
Yes, 60.
So this is 60. So what is the sum of these two? 2F minus 16, right? This is the sum of these two. 44 minus 60 is 16. So you've got this. Now we use the formula. What is the formula? X bar is equal to A plus summation FD divided by summation F. What is the mean given here? Mean given here is 18. We have taken the assumed mean as 18, right? And if summation FD here we have got as 2F minus 16. And summation F here we have got as 40 plus F. Let's solve this. These two will obviously cancel. You get 2F minus 16 divided by 40 plus F is equal to 0. That means you get 2F minus 16 is equal to 0. That means you get 2F is equal to 16. That means you get F is equal to 16 by 2, which is equal to 8. That's it. Right? So this is how you do by step deviation method. You don't draw this column, you don't draw this column, and you only draw this column for deviation method. Okay, the same sum I have shown you by deviation method, and I have solved is by step deviation method. You can also do this by direct method. Okay, um, can you tell me how to do by direct method? I'll not do it, but I just want to know if anyone can tell me. Then otherwise, I'll just show you. Can you tell me how to do this by direct method? For direct method, we'll use the formula x bar is equal to summation fx divided by summation f, right? So you know x bar, this is 18. You have to find out summation fx. So which one is, if you see f here is this column, so you multiply these two to get fx. So first fx is 36. Next fx is 14 into 6. Next fx is 16 into 9, and so on. You add up all this, whatever values you get of fx, you add up to get summation fx. You put the value of summation of x here, and summation f, find out the value of f. That's it. This is how you do by direct method. Moving on to the next problem. The mean of the following distribution is 57.6. So x bar is given to you, 57.6. And the sum of all the frequencies is 50. The summation f is also given to you. Sum of all the frequencies is given to you as 50. Find the values of P and Q. Now see here you have two missing frequencies, P and Q. Now just comparing with the earlier problem. See, in the earlier problem, we had one missing frequency and the mean was given. With the help of this mean, we found out this missing frequency, F, right? Here, because only one missing frequency was given, to be found out, that is why the mean was given, one information was given, right? Here, you have two missing frequencies, P and Q. So you see two pieces of information are given to you, right? So we'll use these two pieces of information to find out the missing frequencies, P and Q. So how will I find out? I have done this by step deviation method. Again, you can do this by deviation method also. Okay, proceeding exactly in the same manner. So let's see this, how to do this. First column, class boundary. Second column, frequency. Third column, because class intervals are there, you will construct the column for class mark or mid values. Fourth column will be for deviations, and about which value will you take the deviations? What should be your assumed mean? You can take the assumed mean to be 50. You can take the assumed mean to be 70 also, somewhere midway. Okay, I have taken as 50. And you take the deviations, calculate all the deviations. Okay, and because we are using step deviation method, we divide each deviation by the class width. What is the class width here? Class width is 20 of each. So we divide each deviation by 20. So minus 40 by 20 will give you minus 2. Minus 20 by minus 20 will give you minus 20 by 20 will give you minus 1, and so on. Fine. And finally, you have the column for f into y, right? And we know that the formula for mean by step deviation method is a plus summation fy divided by summation f into c, right? So now you put the values here. So first value here is 57.6 is equal to, assume mean we have taken as 50. Summation fy, you add up the column for fy, you will get summation fy. It is 7 plus q minus p. Divided by summation f. Summation is f is given to you as 50. Write it. Class width is 20. Right. Using this, you will arrive at the equation q minus p is equal to 2. You will get a simultaneous equation. Q minus p is equal to, call this 1. How will you get the second equation? To get the second equation, we'll be using this fact. Summation f is equal to 50. So summation f is equal to 50 means you add up this column to get summation f in terms of p and q. 32 plus p plus q is equal to 50. That means p plus q will get as 18. Call this equation number 2. Now solve this two equations. You can use the elimination method. I have shown you here. Add the two equations, subtract the two equations, you'll get the values of P and Q. Fine. Any questions on this problem? No question. Last problem from measures of central tendency mean is this problem where the class intervals are not given to you. If you see here, instead of class intervals, they have given you less than 50. So when they say less than 50, we mean between 0 and 50. And this interval is not, it does not include 50. Remember tally marks when we are doing? Tally marks when we are doing 10 to 20, 20 to 30. If you had an observation like 20, where were you putting the mark? You were putting the mark here, right? So that means this interval does not actually include 20. This interval includes 10, but it does not include 20 here in this interval. 20 is actually here. So 0 to 50, we have, this is inclusive of 0, but not inclusive of 50. Next is 50 to 100, because this is less than 100. Okay. And then you have 100 to 150. You make all this, but only problem is, see, less than 50, how many tubes are there? Less than 50, 8 tubes are there. So this is okay. Frequency will be 8. But less than 100 will include those that are less than 50 also. So this should be 23 minus 8, the corresponding frequency, right? Which is 15. Next, less than 150. Less than 150 include less than 50 and less than 100, right? So what will you subtract here? 55 minus 23, right? To get 32. So these will be your frequencies. Next frequency will be 81 minus 55. Next frequency will be 93 minus 81. Next will be 100 minus 93, right? All this. So this way you construct your class intervals here: 150 to 200, 200 to 250, 250 to 300. These are your class boundaries. And you construct a frequency distribution table. This is your frequency distribution table. So 0 to 50 for the first one, the frequency is 8, just as given here, 8. For the next one, 50 to 100, what is the frequency? 15. So here 50 to 100 you have 15. Next is 32 frequency. So the next that we get here is 32, and so on. So you construct this frequency distribution table first. After construction of the frequency distribution table, now you construct the table for calculation of mean. Okay, so first column will be for class boundaries. Next column will be for frequencies. Third column, because intervals are there, you will calculate the class mark. The fourth column will be for deviations. I have to use step deviation method. Okay, so the first column, next column will be for deviations. So for deviations, you will need an assumed mean. Assume mean I have taken somewhere midway here between the mid values, which is 125. You can take 175 also, no problem. And I have taken the deviations about 125. Now about 125, once I take the deviation, this is the column that I'm going to get. And because I'm using step deviation method, each deviation I divide by the class width. What is the class width here? Class width here is 50, right? So each one I divide by 50. So minus 100 divided by 50 will give me minus 2. Minus 150 divided by 50 will give me, this should be minus 3, I think. Just let me check. This is 75 minus 125. This should be 50. Yes, this should not be 150. Yeah, this should be 50. This should be 50 only. So minus 50, because this is 75 minus 125, which is equal to minus 50. This minus 50 is a deviation. And in the next column, we are dividing minus 50 by 50 to get this as minus 1, which is here. And so on. Okay. And then you construct the next column for Fy, because we need summation Fy. So Fy column you add up. So here, what are you getting? Assume mean here is, we have taken 125. Summation Fy, we total up this column, we are getting 40. Summation F, we total up the frequency column to get 100. Right? Now we can calculate the mean very easily. Class width is how much? 50. Now you simply put the values in the formula. A plus summation Fy by summation F into C. And this, if you put these values, you will get 145. And because you're calculating the mean of the lifetime is in days, so this will be 145 days. That's it. Any question you have from this portion? Whatever problems I have discussed, that is, those are the only problems, those are the only types, not the exact problems. The figure will be changed. Those are the only types that you are going to get in your examination. All these problems, there will be no other variations. If you know all these problems, you know the entire mean. You don't have to do anything else. Fine. So it is recommended that you go through this note instead of going through a textbook. Okay, all the types of problems from the textbook have been covered here. If you have any other question from this, you can ask right now.